What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to another episode of Maps Exposed. This is the series where I share a bunch of excellent jumps and spots and other secrets that many of the maps have in order to help you navigate them a lot more effectively and take your enemies by surprise. And up until this point, each map has been getting its own episode, but I decided from here on out, I'm going to start combining various maps together. I'm going to be more picky with the spots, and then I'm going to do several maps at once. So in today's episode, we're going to be covering Scrapyard, Subbase, and Rust. And let's just dive right into it, and we'll start off with Scrapyard, where I've got some pretty interesting spots that I think will surprise you. But before we get into those ones, first one I wanted to show here is if you hop onto this area right here, you can actually just mantle right on top of this, and having yourself positioned up here can be very beneficial for shooting down on people from a height advantage. It also just often takes them off guard because they're typically not looking on top. Additionally, if you wanted to drop down through here, you can absolutely do that. Next, on this side, you can do the same sort of thing. So if you want to just jump from here, I think you can just jump straight across like that. You don't even need to get on top of those boxes there, and that'll get you on top of this area. Again, just gives you that height advantage to look over top. And again, like right here, you can shoot through that area right in there, or you can crouch and get yourself positioned here to shoot somebody that's down in there. Unfortunately, here, we're unable to crawl down into that space. Next, let's get into a very interesting spot that I think will surprise some of you. This window right here, you can actually go through. It looks like you shouldn't be able to, obviously, but if you just walk yourself up, jump, and then crouch, bam, you're in. You go right through that, no problem. That is an amazing spot that will often take people off guard. Similarly, with this spot right here, if you go prone, you can actually crawl through this window right here. I believe this window works as well. Yeah, you can jump up to this window right here. That works. This window does not work as far as all my testing has shown. And I just want to point out one more thing you can do here. You can't jump from the ground to get to this window, but what you can do is from the top of the truck here. You don't even have to jump, just run forward, and there you go. You got yourself in there, and that is a very surprising move that will often take people off guard. Then another thing I wanted to point out for domination specifically, a lot of times you find yourself in this area right here, you have the B flag and you have enemies that are pushing through to capture the B flag. And this can be good to somewhat defend people as they approach it, but once they're on the flag, they're typically hidden behind this concrete pillar. However, if you come over here, you get a much better angle on that, and you can pick those people off as they are capturing the B flag. This is an excellent little line of sight, and it's really difficult to see you in this position. Then getting into this area here, if I'm approaching that side of the map, like the A flag for instance, instead of just coming on the ground just as they expect, I like to hop up onto these barrels. From here, you want to jump across to this area right here. And look at that. Great cover to be challenging these people. You got that height advantage now. And again, they just don't typically see this coming. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any other consistent methods of getting up here. Like from this side, this would be great for breaking out of this spawn because you can use this to challenge people across like that. But unfortunately, the only way that I found to get up here is from this angle. And those are the best spots that I found on Scrapyard. Now let's move into Subbase. And Subbase has some pretty interesting jumps. Some of them are a little more obvious than others, but this is one that I like to use right here. If you want to get up to this area without having to take the stairs and you don't want to go all the way around, for instance, to get to the ladder, then you can simply jump to this area here. Obviously from here as well, you can easily jump to the rooftop like this. Additionally, if you do find yourself taking the stairs and you don't want to come all the way around to get up to the rooftop here, what you can do is simply jump toward this railing right here. This is really simple. And then from there, you can just jump straight up to this rooftop here. So that'll just save you a little bit of time and potentially work out for you in some situations. Additionally, something I feel like a lot of people haven't noticed yet is you can use this box right here to simply get up to the second story here. I see a lot of people either going for the ladder or the slightly more obvious jump here where you jump onto this first and then up like that. So that's excellent to know. Additionally, on top of this Jeep, you can jump from here right across to this one, and again, this will get you to this second floor, and that's just much better than going all the way around to the stairs or taking the ladder, for instance. Then way over in this corner of the map here, this one may seem obvious to a lot of you, but I wanted to point it out just for anybody that maybe didn't pick up on it. You can easily jump up to the window like that, and that's just an excellent way to get to the second story. Additionally, in this same building, if you want to get up to the second story area, instead of taking the stairs all the way around and the catwalk all the way around as well, you can simply come to this area right here, mantle up like this, and this will get you up over here. And speaking of being up over here, I've got a little bit of a line of sight for you. I just wanted to point out that you can actually see through this chain link area right here, and you get a bit of an angle toward that doorway there, or window, I guess it is. I'll just show you guys exactly where that is over here, so that you'll be able to look right through this area. So if you have somebody that just happens to be like lingering up in this area, you may be able to pick them off. And this goes the other way as well. If you have enemies that are coming up through that area, there's a chance you might be able to pick them off through there. Additionally, I'm almost certain this window is brand new to this version of Subbase. I don't think it was in the original Modern Warfare 2, and it is quite useful. If you come up these stairs and somebody has a claymore here, or you just know somebody's waiting up here for you and they're just pre-aiming this doorway, you can actually just come up the stairs near the top, and then from here, Just sprint jump and catch that mantle, and you've got yourself an alternative route to get into this area. Another little thing I wanted to point out, I think a lot of people know that if you hop onto this area here, you can easily jump up to the railing, and that is one option, but that takes a couple different mantles to get there. Instead, you can simply jump onto this area right here, and then from this, you can easily mantle up. So just a little alternative for you guys. And speaking of alternative routes, another thing, if you're coming from this direction right here and you want to get to these rooftops, instead of coming all the way around, maybe using that jump spot I showed or the stairs along the backside, what you can do is actually just come to these barrels right here. You could, of course, jump across to this and then take the stairs, or you can use this route right here. So you can hop up to here, hop on the railing, and then from here, you can get yourself on the rooftop. And then finally, over by where the A domination flag is, if you're coming through this area here and you suspect or know somebody is chilling right here, just pre-aiming this lane, waiting for you to come around the corner, or just coming through this general area right here, instead of trying to like challenge them from this not so great piece of cover because it's pretty low, what you can do is hop toward the railing right here, and this just offers you a much better line of sight on those people, and you can actually strafe your way all the way around here, so that just gives you excellent coverage. And you could slide yourself over to this area here if you want, and you can use that to challenge in the window. So that's sub-base. Now let's get into Rust, and I've got some pretty surprising spots here. If you want to get to the second story area, you unfortunately can't just make that jump from here, and it looks like you'll have to take the ramp all the way around, or take the ladder up, or go around to the other side. However, what you can do is jump toward this little speaker here, and then from this, you can mantle up like this. This is an excellent little spot, just a quick way to get to that second floor, and they often don't expect that, and it's just very fast. Additionally, from this position right here, obviously you can jump through this area. Well, that might be obvious to some, but not all people. So that's nice to know. And another thing you can do from here is you can actually look right over top toward the B domination flag, right in that area there. So you can shoot them from this location or through here. Another thing you can do is just get yourself on top of the pipe here. And look at that. What an angle you've got there. Now, they can shoot through this fairly easily, but this still is a pretty good spot. I just wouldn't linger here for too long, because once they know you're here, they'll be able to light you up pretty easily. And then getting up to this second story area right here, just something I wanted to point out. If you want to get to the other side, unfortunately, you can't make it through here at all. It just doesn't work. You have to go all the way around to get there. Or at least that's how it seems. What you can do here is jump up onto this corner, and look at that. You can get yourself up and around just like that. And the nice thing about this, it also allows you to get to that third story pretty efficiently if you have some coverage here, or if you can just do it really quickly before the enemies get to you, because you can just quickly move yourself around like that, instead of, again, traveling all the way around the outside edge to get over here. And then finally, one last spot that I wanted to show for you guys is right over in this corner here. Let's just say you have enemies that are chilling back in that corner, hiding behind that area, and you want to approach them. You could, of course, come head on like this, but you have no cover. Or same thing in this area here, you have no cover to challenge them. And they're often going to be like pre-aiming there if they're camping back there. So something that you can do is from this little valve here, you can just mantle straight up like that. And now you have the height advantage. You shoot them in the top of the head. And this is just an excellent way to challenge these people. And it's nice to know that that spot exists. And there we go. That's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Maps Exposed, covering Scrapyard, Subbase, and Rust. Now, I'm curious to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Did you guys know about all of these spots that I shared in today's video, or were any of them a surprise to you? And also, which one of the maps would you like me to cover next? Keeping in mind, I have already covered Favela as well as Karachi. If you enjoyed this one, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.